call. So thanks everybody for jumping on. We're excited tonight to Terry St. Amand and myself, Paul Austin, to bring this incredible way to just kind of change your sort of mindset about what we're actually doing and the power of SmartShip and why that's just so integral to what we're doing every single day, as well as, integral to growing your business. And, Terry and I have, been doing events all over the place for many, many years, as everybody knows. And, some of those events, or most of them, we talked all about the product. We told them how great it was. We showed them how great it was. Amazing things happened in front of our eyes. The Kleenexes came out, the tears flowed, all those great things. And then we said, have a great day, everybody. And we all went home. And everybody went back to life and everything else. So the missing link was, talking about the opportunity, the business, the vehicle that will sustain this so that we can get to 1 billion people. Because if everybody's not making money, you're going to do this for so long and then it's not going to be your priority and all that. So our goal is to change your mindset possibly so that everybody starts making money. There's people coming in here and they're just, but they're following a system, and we have a system here that we believe will change your business big, big time. So Terry, what are your thoughts on that? I know that, this is the meeting was spectacular. Jean Martz and, Peggy and all the sisters and everybody that was there and the people that showed up, and people came from Florida, people came from Chatham, they drove long distances, all that great stuff. But there was an aha moment for most of the people in that room after we did our presentation, and Terry, you were there. So yeah. What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I mean, Paul, from my perspective, I've been trying to figure out this profession for a while now. And, it's philanthropy is great and helping people is amazing. But I got bills to pay and I got to make money. And that's one of the things that was key to me, is to sort of figure out, what do you have to do? Well, I remember when I was young in our family businesses, my dad used to always say, it doesn't matter what problems you have in business, you can get beyond them as long as you have sales, because sales cures everything. As long as you have sales volume in your business, you can fix anything, because sales volume becomes income, becomes profit. And so I never ever forgot that. And so, I started to look at this industry, in 2014, coming from a background of family business, as you know. You and I have done business together for a lot of years when you had your magazine, and the publication that you had and the staff that you had was daunting at times, I'm sure, when it came to payroll. I know with our 4 corporations, I was vice president of our corporations for a lot of years. And, it was $1 million in payroll every month. And that was daunting at times. And sometimes, we weren't profitable, but we still had to pay people. But sales is what cured it. We were in the manufacturing business, we were in the trucking business. And I'm sure that that if you sold more ads in your mag, it became more profitable. So I looked at the network marketing and say, how do you build volume? What am I actually building? What am I actually doing? Because I think every company in the MLM industry gets people, not purposely necessarily, but gets people into the mindset of being a salesperson for their product. And now think about it. If you're selling shakes, or you're selling potions, or you're selling lipstick, or you're selling hairspray, or protein, or whatever, you got to sell a lot of their product to make any decent amount of money, right? Now, if you want to sell products all the time and do shows all the time, you got to pay for the events. So really, how much are you making? And so I looked at it and said, well, why is this business based on the network marketing industry? Why is it based on an auto ship? And it's based on an auto ship because that builds sales volume for the company. But then it rang a bell for me and I'm like, okay, so what is the company building? What's the corporation building? They want me to be a salesperson, but what are they building? And so what every corporation in the network marketing industry that I found is building is a worldwide distribution network of people buying and selling a little bit of product every single month. So a light went on for me, Paul, and I'm like, well, why don't I build that? Why don't I build a worldwide distribution network of thousands and thousands of people that are all buying and selling a little bit of product every month? So you know what happens? The SmartShip is thousands and thousands of people buying a little bit of product every month. Selling is people going to your website. Selling is people, customers going to your website, buying products. Selling is going to events, selling a little bit of product. But unless you build your business or build a business on a foundation of rock and knowing what you're actually building, how can you duplicate it? If somebody was selling a Tim Hortons franchise and didn't know how Tim Hortons operated, but was selling the franchise, probably wouldn't be very, very successful at selling if you didn't know anything about it. And I think a lot of times we get into network marketing businesses, this one included, and we don't really know what we're building. So what I started to focus on back in January of 2023 was I'm going to duplicate what corporate's doing. I'm going to build a worldwide distribution network of thousands and thousands of people buying and selling a little bit of product. So how do I do that? Well, the first thing I got to do is I got to be qualified every month to make commissions. And how do I get qualified? I get on a 2-pack SmartShip. That qualifies me for every possible commission in this company. That's how I figured it out. So I started putting some numbers together based on simply building and duplicating SmartShip. Now, what's incredible about this is my overhead or my fixed cost is $90. Well, I'll guarantee you, if anybody's owned a business before or bought a business, you know exactly what your fixed costs are. You know exactly how much your rent is. You know exactly how much your heat and hydro is. It's a fixed cost. It's a fixed overhead. So for me, I started looking at it and say, well, $90 is my fixed cost, $90 a month. And in return for that, the company's going to give me 2 packs of patches of my choice that I can either keep and use for myself, or I could sell. My choice, my business. But I use the product every day. And I do more than 2-pack SmartShip every month. I do a 4-pack SmartShip every month, on top of customer sales and so on. But that's my choice of building the business. But I want to give you guys a mindset, a perspective here on how powerful the SmartShip can be. So if you want to build this as a business, and not everybody does, you may just want to be here and share a little bit of product. You may want to make a couple $100 wholesale to retail. That's great. We're happy to have you as part of I'm happy to have you as part of my worldwide distribution network of thousands of people buying and selling a little bit of product. You may be a person that's just buying a little bit of product, just selling a little bit. But I want thousands of people like you. But I want rock and roll stars too. I want people that want to link arms with me and want to make a pant load of money, that want to be very successful financially, which will allow you time freedom, which will allow you to give back more. And it's not, money's not the end all and be all, but for me, being successful in my business is. And if I make more, I can do more, I can give more, I can offer more. So I put this together so that maybe we could have a little bit of a perspective based on looking at this as a business so that you can understand it and learn it and teach it. So that your first job, if you join as an associate, which is basically you're a franchise. I'm a franchise, Paul's a franchise, Kevin Duguay's a franchise, Heather Lemke's a franchise. Everybody that's an associate is actually a franchise of this company. How successful you are with your franchise is totally up to you. Totally up to you. But if you join as an associate and you want to make money in this business, you are a franchise owner and you pay $50 and you get $75 worth of product, and you have an option to buy a launch kit. The numbers are changed a little bit from what's on this slide. But your responsibility is $90, and it shows in your back office as retail. Everything is shown in your back office as retail. So your cost is 90, it's displayed as 120 as your team group qualifying volume. So as a franchisee, your first job to be successful in your business is to sell 3 franchises, 3 people. And the reason it's 3 is because you got to build 3 legs. And the reason you got to build 3 legs is because as you get to the higher ranks and you achieve volume, in order to pay you at that rank, they take 40% out of your 2 biggest legs and 20% out of your remaining legs. So you need at least 3 legs. That's why I say 3 people. But here's what's incredible. Your first 30-day responsibility is to find 3 people that are franchises that are willing to accept their financial responsibility to build a worldwide distribution network of thousands and thousands of people that are going to buy and sell a little bit of product just like you. So you get 3 people at $90, which shows 120 retail, is 3 people at 120 is $360. Now here's what the company does that's incredible. You get 3 people that agree to $90, and the company now rewards you for doing that and gives you 2 packs of your choice to match the 2 that you're already buying on SmartShip. So you can use those to leverage and grow your business. You have your personal products, and now you got 2 packs. So the new 3 people that you've got, you're going to teach them how to get 3 each. And so now you got the new 3 selling 3 each. Now you got 9 new franchises or people plus the 3 above. Now you have a team of 12 people, and you're 2 levels deep in the comp plan. I tell people, don't focus on rank. When you look at the right column over there at TGQV, it's your total group qualifying volume. Sales volume will cure everything in your world when it comes to this business. You concentrate on duplicating the $90 SmartShip and get people to commit to 1 year to work at this business. 1 year. And I'm going to show you success that you never thought was possible. But you got to know what you're presenting. If you're going to have a business meeting with somebody in a bricks and mortar business and hire somebody, you don't just sign them up, hire them, and then welcome them when they arrive at work the next day and don't tell them what to do. But we do it in network marketing. We sign somebody up and we sit at home and we cross our fingers and we bite our nails and we say, oh, I hope this person builds me a huge business. And you haven't even taught them what they're even building. So here you are with the new 3 selling 3 each. You got 9 new franchises. You got a team of 12. You're now 2 levels deep in our comp plan, and you've got $1,440 in volume now. So going into month 3, you're working away at this business, maybe part-time. You may be doing it full-time. You may be just jumping in like a cannonball, but you're not going to do it and be successful if you just do it sometime. So now you got the new 9 selling 3 each, and the whole premise of this, people, I want you to understand, is to show you how to grow sustainable, retainable volume, because retention is key in network marketing. You want your people to stay here, and we want people to achieve a financial reward so that they want to do it more. Because I don't care how good you are and how much you love helping people. If you can't pay the bills, you can't focus on it all the time. Doctors get rewarded for helping people. Nurses get rewarded for helping people. And they get paid handsomely. We should too, but we got to know what we're building. We got to know what the business model is for this industry. So now you got the new 9 selling 3 each, 27 new franchises or people, plus the 12 that you got with 9 and 3 in levels 2 and 1. Now you got a team of 39 people. You're 3 levels deep. You now have a volume of $4,680 in team group qualifying volume. We go into month 4. Now you got the new 27 selling 3 each. You got 81 new franchises. people, 30 plus the 39 above. Now you have a team of 120 people and you're in month 4. Now you're 4 levels deep. Now you got a volume of 14,440. Now you go to month 5. Month 5, you've got the new 81 franchises, all selling 3 each. So you have 243 new franchises plus the 120 above. You now have a team of 363 people. You're 5 levels deep. You're in month 5 and you're doing a volume of $43,560 potential. Now, be aware, folks, that this is all based on SmartShip. I want to reiterate that. This is just based on 3 people that you get that go and duplicate what you just did. And remember that after they have their 3 people, their business is paid for because the company matches what you're buying, and that qualifies you for everything. So now we go into this volume on your right doesn't even count customer sales. I can't put customer sales in here because some people might have 10 customers a month. Some could possibly have 100 customers a month that goes on to this volume. That's all added bonus. So now you go into the 6 month. You've got the new 243 selling 3 each is 729 new franchises plus the 363. Now you got a team of 1,092 people and you're six levels deep in your worldwide distribution organization.
And Terry, at this point, not to interrupt, but at the 131, just let them know what that would be going into their bank each month.
Well, at about $131,000, you probably are going to be at VP minimum of vice president rank. Jay just announced that he's paying additional to the comp plan, which at this level, you'd be making approximately, without getting into the comp plan because structure is a little bit key to this, you'd be making about $4,500 to $5,000 US. And now, Jay, those that qualify, it'll be announced on Wednesday, he's paying more for VP, RVP, and NVP going up based on volume. This volume qualifies for that. I'm just not going to let the cat out of the bag right yet because that call will happen on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
But this is simply to show, Paul, how you can grow your sustainable volume. This is sales. It's so nice. I've had 2-3 people in the last little while since I've trained on this that called me and say, hey, I hit this rank and I didn't even know. I said, great, because you know why? You're not concentrating on rank. You're concentrating on building your business and solving all the problems based on sales volume. Sales cures everything. And I'll guarantee you, if you ask Jay or any owner of network marketing company and ask them, is sales the cure for your company? They're going to say, you're darn right it is. So here we go. Now we're into month 7. You've got the new 729 people selling 3 each is 2,187 new franchises, bracket people, plus the 1,092 above. Now you have a team of 3,279 people. You're 7 levels deep, and your volume potentially with SmartShip only is $393,480. Look what happens when you go to month 8. This is like compounding interest, people. So we get to month 8, and we're going to, and I did this graph right up to month 10, which is ridiculous. But what this proved to me is I met people that make $1 million a month in network marketing. $1 million a month. I know how to do it now. And you can figure out how to do it too. And maybe it's not $1 million a month that you're after. Maybe it's $300, $400, $500, $600 a month. And that's great because you'll have people like that in your organization, but you'll also have people in your organization that want to take this to the moon. They all become part of your worldwide distribution network because you're going to build and duplicate exactly what corporate's doing. Corporate's building a worldwide distribution network of thousands of people buying and selling a little bit of product. You got to duplicate that. But we know, and I know for a fact, that this is based on perfect duplication. And we know that it's just not feasible for this to be perfect. It's not possible for this to go unbroken. But I look at this and I say to somebody, listen, We're down at month 8 now. You're at $1 million or almost $1.2 million in volume. Do you think that if you worked at this for a year that you could be 10% successful at this? If you worked at it, you think you could achieve 10% of what this graph shows? 10% is $118,000 in sales volume. At $118,000 in sales volume, you're between $4,000 and $5,000 a month in income US.
Yeah, life-changing.
Life-changing money. What do you have to put in the bank to earn that in interest? Right? You cannot take this and duplicate it if you don't know what you're building. Selling patches and doing shows is wonderful. It's fantastic. I just didn't like doing it myself. So I found other ways. But when my dad taught me a lot of years, my late dad taught me that sales in any business cures everything. If you're a doctor and you don't have patients, patients are sales. You don't have a business. If you're a gift store and you don't have people walking in that front door buying stuff, you don't have sales, you don't have business. If you don't run promotions to crank your sales up because you're a little shy and you can't pay the rent, you got to run promos to get more people coming through the door. Right? So sales cures everything. You just have to have enough of it to cure whatever the issue is. So on this graph and on this chart, you can look at it and say, where do you want to go? What kind of sales volume do you want to have in order to achieve the money you're looking for? But let's go one more slide, Paul. Let's go to month 9. Month 9, you now have a team of 29,000. You ever heard people say, I got 50,000 people on my team, I got 100,000 people on my team or whatever? Look at the volume. $3,542,760 possibly just on SmartShip. So what if in 9 months you could be 10% successful? That's 350,000 in sales volume. It's huge. It's huge. So what I'm trying to reiterate in this, friends, is if you want to build this business, and other people that you're bringing in want to build this business, the first component, the first rock, the first foundation they have to build on is a SmartShip. They have to get on SmartShip. That's the foundational basis of this business. That's what's duplicatable. Customers and everything will come. And customers may come before you find the first 3 that want to buy a franchise for $90 a month. Right? So really, your overhead a year is like $1,300 and change, $1,320 somewhere in there if you had to put the $90 up front for your franchise for the year. So the idea is to understand what your responsibility is as a business owner, what your financial responsibility is as a business owner. As a business owner, your financial responsibility is $90 a month. $90. That was $1 million in our family corporations. Paul was probably $120,000, $150,000 a month in his publication. That's stressful. $90. I make, guys, I hate to say this, and I don't want to talk about financial. I was in our own family business for almost 40 years. I make double what I make in my family business for $90 a month minimum. It's possible for everybody to do this. It's possible for everybody to do this. If you have an understanding of this, if you have an understanding of this format, of this way to duplicate and build your sales volume, this is the least it will be on that right column. That's the least sales volume it will be, because the unknown here is customers. The unknown is customers. You get customers, which they'll come automatically because customers convert into franchise owners. But if somebody knows the potential of sales volume that they can have and the money that they can make and how to do it, the mindset isn't always, I got to be a patch salesman. I got to be a patch salesman. I got to be a patch salesman. No, you don't. You have to share our technology. And you have to understand what the business model is and what your financial responsibility is. So I hope that that brings, let's go down because I did it 10 months. It's on the slide here. Paul, go to month 10. Look at month 10 on duplication, 10 million in sales, 10 million in sales. Now, can you imagine being in network marketing and being able to understand it and being able to have the potential of making $1 million a month? It's there for all of us. You don't have to be a guru. You don't have to be a business guru. You just have to understand the business. And this is the simplicity of it. And so give yourself a year. Ask people that are going to join you. Give yourself a year. Do you think you could get to 8 months, 9 months and be 10% successful? Do you think you'd be 5% successful? Because I'll tell you what, if somebody gets to the point where they're making $3,000-$4,000 US a month, they aren't going to quit. That's life-changing money. They are not going to quit. So I hope this gives you guys all a mindset, a perspective on duplicating the SmartShip. And just remember that when you sell 3 franchises or got 3 people that accept their $90 responsibility a month, the company now is paying for your business because they give you 2 packs to match what you're buying. I can't get any better than that.
No, and what I love about it, Terry, is when I look at the numbers and then you just throw the 10% in there. Remember, there's no customer sales. There's no people buying kits. There's no product introduction bonuses. There's no rank advancement bonuses in there. Like, just think of all those numbers that would then come into play here. So yeah, we're showing a pipe dream of everything being perfection, but it's just to give you an idea of, imagine 10%. Then you have to ask yourself, if I want to make $10,000 a month, what would I expect somebody to do if I was the one paying them? What would I need from that person to do every single day to make it worthwhile that I'm going to actually pay them $10,000? You need to do the work. You're like, this is all great and everything, but you need to get out there, do whatever it takes. But yes, I don't want to have to, peddle sausages and hot dogs on a corner and have to sell $10,000 worth of product to make $2,500 for the month. That's just not going to cut it. I don't have the time. I probably don't have the patience for it and all that stuff. And
plus you'd be lucky to make that because we give 25% off the first order. So
well, yeah,
not a true figure unless
yeah.
it's repeat business, right?
Yeah,
But
what I'm gonna do is just bear with me here. I gotta jump to another slide. I've got windows all over. I just want to show people in perspective the situation here, just so you understand the whole situation on why it's just is a no-brainer to spend the $90 a month. And how you have to show people is, if you look at the SmartShip, you get the 2 packs each month. They're $90 wholesale. You do the shipping, you do the taxes. Your yearly franchise investment is $1,322. Terry alluded to that at the end of the call there. So that's your yearly investment. Okay. Now you get 3 people on your front line, just like we showed you, the 3 people, and you start rolling along to get down deep. Then you get 2 free packs of patches. Well, if you look, you got to pay the shipping, you got to pay the taxes. I've factored that in. And then you use these as patches personally, or you give them away as samples, because use this as promotion. Write off. Think about it. Now you can write off the $1,322 because you gave them away. It's advertising. You didn't do TV, you didn't do radio, you didn't do print. This is how you advertise. That was your promotion and marketing. You gave away patches as a promo, like Terry said, to get your sales rolling. Hey, buy a 28 pack and I'll give a free 28 pack. 20 people buy, well, it's worth it to give away a pack, so you have to do your own promotions. Don't wait on corporate. But if you look, the free packs that you got equate to $1,423.
that slide's not up, Paul.
Yep, I was gonna say that slide
You
isn't
can't
showing.
see this?
We're only seeing Terry's last slide.
We're still seeing my slide. So
Let me just see here. I'm going to stop share altogether. Wow.
yeah, there you go. Stop the
You know
share.
what? It conflicted with the other share.
Oh, did it? There you go. Now you're got it.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah,
I had
no
no
worries.
idea. So anyways, here's the number. So again, at the top, the 1322. We're going to put these in the files tab, guys, just so that You don't have to worry about whether you got this exact, but the bottom line is this business is technically free. You can write off all those patches because you gave them away as a promotion. But if you look here, the total cost to you as a franchise fee after you get all that revenue, it's like you actually made money technically if you sold all the patches at retail. Like it's a total offset. So, what we're just trying to say is this is the power of the SmartShip, and it's an investment into your business. I mean, just say to somebody, if you were to just go over there, take that empty unit, convert it into a hair salon, what do you think your fixed costs are going to be there? Well, it's $5,000 in rent. You're signing a lease. Your debt, whether your business fails in 3 months, you got to pay now for the next 12 months or whatever length of time you rented it for. I guarantee you it's 6-7 grand a month overhead. And now you hope that people come in and all the stuff and just do it. Like this is $90 and you have the potential to build a global distribution network right now in 37 countries, soon to hopefully be in all 151 of them or whatever it is. So
180.
or 80.
This technology is protected in 180 countries.
Yeah.
But and we're in 30 whatever, we count the UK as one, but there's UK is split up. But the point of this, guys, is what Paul and I want to do. We've presented this now twice at events, and we have associates that have sat there with their jaw down, because it's really hard to sell the business if you don't know what the business is. It's really hard to get somebody to understand it if you can't show it, right? And if you get into that thought process that sales cures everything, it doesn't matter what business it is. Think of it. If you don't have sales, you don't have a business. This is no different. But this is duplicatable from the perspective of duplicating what the corporation's doing, what the business is doing. Every network marketing company in the world builds a worldwide distribution network of thousands and thousands of people buying and selling a little bit of product. So you know what? I'm the Jay Dollywall of my own business. I'm at the top of my business. And so I'm going to build what Jay's building. I'm going to build that worldwide distribution network of thousands of people. Now, if some of those people in my organization just want to be customers, I'm excited. Man, you're part of my distribution network. If there's somebody that wants to sign up and get a membership just so that they can buy the product at the best price and maybe share it with a couple people, fantastic. You're part of my distribution network. But what I need is 3 franchisees that want to build a worldwide distribution network. And those are the 3 legs I'm going to build to start with. I might build 4 or 5 legs. But the point is, if you have the sales volume and you focus on sales volume, you focus on your team group qualifying volume that's in that chart, it will cure everything. You will hit ranks and not even realize you've hit them. How would that be an exciting call to get from corporate? Congratulating you and you didn't even realize it, because you know what? You're building your business based on a foundation of you plus 3 that accept your financial responsibility for 1 year. Work at it for 1 year. And you will find those 3 people. I mean, that's what Paul and I are doing. I mean, I didn't even start promoting this and start really putting it together until July of last year. And it was really funny because Heather Lemke is on this call. She'll remember I came out and surprised my team members out in Calgary. They didn't know I was coming. They were doing an event and I flew out and surprised them. It was all in fun. And of course, when I got there, they asked me if I would talk. And I'm like, no, what am I going to talk about? So I said, I need 2 hours in my room. So I went and I wrote this out. I wrote this out to how to understand what your financial responsibility is and how to actually build a network marketing business. You want to be in the 3 to 5% of the people. You want to be where the 3 to 5% of the people are the only ones. It's really funny. The stats show that 3 to 5% of people in network marketing is all there is that make over 6 figures a year. And of those 3 to 5%, 80% of those 100,000 plus earners are women. And they're sharp women. Because why? Women are nurturers. Women care a lot more than a lot of guys do. Women care. You learn this and understand what you're building, what your business is, and you will never look back. Understand it, present it. Doesn't mean that everybody's going to join you in the business. Doesn't mean that everybody's going to be a builder. But at least if you know what you're presenting, you give people the opportunity to say yes or no to something that can be dynamic for them, like in a huge way or even in a little way. But I'll tell you what, you get somebody that wants to build the $500 a month, they'll never leave this business. And what's the key to this business? Retention. You need people to stay. Because how many times have you got somebody in there? And you know what, guys, we all did it wrong. I did it wrong. But I'm so damn stubborn, and so is Paul. We've done business together a lot. And have we fought? Yeah, Paul and I have fought. We've come to blows on our thoughts and whatever. You know why? Because we care. You know, all these things that we've put together and what we're trying to do and new associate handbooks and these training calls every Monday night, we're doing it because we care. We want everybody to be successful. We want everybody to make money. Imagine being paid and having somebody that throws away their cane. Can you imagine being paid a substantial amount of money and see somebody that has a life-changing, profound moment? Can you imagine being paid and loving what you do and making substantial because you know how to build it? You know what you're actually building now? And seeing that little kid score a hat trick because he's got the focus patch on and the victory patch. That's where the joy comes in, man. And now you're doing it because you can pay the bills. You're doing it because you know what to present to somebody that wants to do it as a business. When somebody says, how do I make money? Now you can show them. Now you can tell them, here's how you do it. But you got to make a commitment. You got to know what your financial responsibility is. No different than any other business in the world. You buy a business or start a business, you'll know what your financial responsibility is. People come in here, and if you just want to be a customer and you're on this call tonight, I love you. Thank you for being here. You want to just join and be a member and get products at the best price you can for the time being, you're part of my network. Problem is, you're not going to get a lot of my time if you're one of my personals, because I'm going to run with the runners. And you'll do the same when you find your three. But if you could do it in your first 30 days and train those people to do it in the 30 days, and if you've been an associate for a while, now you know. Now you know what you're building. And if you want to make money at this, you build what Jay is building, a worldwide distribution network of thousands of people buying and selling a little bit of product every month. That's how you win. If you like to do shows, fantastic. That just adds to your number on the right-hand side. So that's basically the long and short of it. It's not detailed. Pretty simple when you look at it. And anybody have any questions? Anybody want to raise their hand? Anybody have a quick question for Paul or I?
Well, I was just going to throw in there too, guys. We know this works. We do not have to worry about that. Yes, it may not work on some people and all that jazz and all the stuff that's going to happen in anything, but we don't need to focus on the product as much. It's just, we know it works. Get it out there, get it on people, but you can more talk about the business side of things. Who's looking for opportunity? Who's not looking for opportunity right now? I mean, look at, I can carry $100 bag of groceries now. I used to have them in a couple of hands, right? People are looking for opportunity, and our company's getting out there. So the more you're out there, the more you're going to see your business grow. And use this concept, show them what their financial responsibility is. If they're not willing to do that, then move on. This is a business we're running here, not a hobby, because a hobby costs money.
Hey,
So
Paul,
go ahead.
On that note that you were saying about, we know that they work, and on our slide, our presentation on our opportunity call that we do tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, that slide says 95% effective user rate. I believe that this product, this pattern, has 100% user effective rate. I believe, and the reason I say that, folks, is I've extended the warranty personally to people for 60, 90 days. Personally, I said, I'll back you. Stay with it. I'll back you. I'll cover you. I'll go over and above the company warranty if you'll work with me, because I want to help you. Damn it, I know we can beat this thing. Will you work with me? And all of a sudden, it's sometimes 6 weeks, it's sometimes 8 weeks, it's sometimes 12 weeks, and they have an aha moment. And it works. So I believe that the product, the 95% effective user rate, is based on the warranty. It's based on the 30 days. But I believe that the product itself, for all of you out there, I have been in this company for, it'll be 8 years this June, and Doogsy and I, as the original couple of OGs, we're doing this for, you know, a year before the product even came out, before it was even a company. And I have never, ever had a patch returned. And I have never, ever, well, back when it was socks, I had one pair returned because a guy bought a pair of flowered socks that we used to have, wellness socks for his mom. And before they were delivered, his mom passed away, unfortunately. So he got the socks and he said, I'm not going to wear these. So I said, I'll buy them back from you. But that's a true story. But I truly believe that this product is that powerful that in time, everybody's body will respond to it. But I believe that the 95% has to match the warranty. That's what I believe. Just my own personal thoughts, my own opinion. Paul Vanaveen, go ahead.
Thanks, Terry and Paul. This is great. And, one of the things you said is true. And time is money. So my question is pretty simple, and I don't know if I'm missing something, but is there a quick way that we can access who we have on SmartShip and what they're getting? Whether they're customers or associates. Because that would really be helpful.
Anytime you look up anybody, you can see whether they're on a SmartShip or not, Paul.
Well, I know that, but I don't want to go through everybody and see who's still on or who's dropped off, and we don't get any kind of notification. So I'm just wondering if there is a report that I'm missing that we can pull off of this system that will give us a monthly, who's on SmartShip and what they got and whether they dropped off or not, because it's about follow up, but you can't follow up if you don't know what's going on. And as you grow, you can't call everybody. So.
Yeah, no, and I get what you're saying because, presentation back when we didn't always, me included, didn't do the best job of presenting this business and presenting the potential to build this and so on. So, this is sort of from today forward presenting, right? But to go back to people that maybe not on this call on your team or whatever, I don't think, Paul, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any way to pull off an Excel spreadsheet of your teammates, of whether they're on an actual SmartShip or not in the genealogy. I'm not sure. I don't look at that thing very often, Paul. So I'm not sure. What do you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, it's not. I know that they were in there trying to build all that, and they were supposed to fix the message system also, but now that they have this new app coming out, that's where whether they're trying to get the two to talk to one another or whatever's going on in that respect, I'm not sure, but we're just gonna have to wait on them. Maybe this app will show us. It's supposed to be pretty powerful, so that could be what's going on instead of investing in whatever platform and then they'll sort of bring it right across. They got to have something planned, but I get it. You want to know who's on. Oh, they went off. Hey, why did you go off? Or did you know, or did your credit card decline, or anyway, things like that.
Yeah, I think, and I know
Thanks.
that they said they were working on that for sure, Paul. I know that Debbie Curley has said that on a leadership call before, but they got so much stuff coming at them, and I think everybody, do your best to be on the call on Wednesday night with Jay, where some announcements will be made. But it is kind of frustrating not to be able to look and be able to pull up, easy. You can find it. It's just not easy. right now. But this is sort of what we wanted to present, Paul and I, was to make sure that people have a better understanding of what we're actually building and what the actual business is. So going from today forward, you can present it better, and we're all presenting the same thing then. We're all duplicating the presentation the same. And I think that's key for all of us. No different than McDonald's, no different than Tim Hortons, no different than Harvey's. You know, they're all taught how to make the Big Mac the same. So you have a Big Mac in Germany, it's the same as if you bought it in Burford, Ontario. You know what I mean? It's duplication. And what we want to do is duplicate the presentation of the business. Here's the business. It's sales volume. Sales volume cures everything. How do you get that? Well, network marketing, the foundation of network marketing is an auto ship. We're just called SmartShip. But the foundation of every network marketing company in the world is auto ship. We just call ours SmartShip because ours is for smart people. We want smart people doing this. So we want to help us all be smarter. And so that's what we're trying to present going forward.
Well, and I always tell my team, like, it's not an option, SmartShip. Like, it's mandatory. As a company, it's optional, but if you're not on SmartShip, the building blocks of the business, then how can I help you moving forward to achieve what the whole point of it is? So I just be blunt. Don't go on it then. You know what I mean? This is how you build it. So that sometimes you gotta just see who's in and who's out. And hey, that's we our time is precious. We gotta, you know, run with the runners, like Terry said, and that's exactly what we do every day. Go ahead, Bernie, if you can unmute yourself.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted.
Yep.
Thank you for this presentation. This was really good. Terry, you had said you don't do and don't care for vendor events, that are shows, trade shows or whatever. I know there's more things like online wellness clinics, even in-home wellness clinics. Any other suggestions on how to reach out to people?
Well, I've built my whole business on social media and having patches in my pocket.
Yep, always carry patches.
Always carry patches.
Yep.
I'm no comparison to Heather Lemke. She'll patch anybody, anywhere, anytime. So I've been with her when she has. So, and Sue, you probably know because you're on her team. So I get it. But you build the business just by having stuff with you, striking up conversations. I mean, events are. I have patches. I mean, I have no problem going up and saying, "Hey, what's going on?" You know. But I'm very consistent on social media, as is Paul. And we take it offline. We look at the likes. A like is a comment just unspoken.
Yes.
Right. So take it offline. Thank somebody for liking your post. But consistency is the key.
Yes.
Right. If you're doing social media, and again, we've taught the 10-4-1 system, 10 posts a week on who is Bernie Morrison. What's the brand of Bernie Morrison? You know, 4 posts a week are geared towards the patches. It might be just a picture on your arm saying, man, what a great day with this patch. Did I ever get a lot accomplished? Not saying what the patch is.
Right.
And then maybe a power post will be something like, you know, man, I love being in Buffalo, getting to do what I love to do. And everybody's holding their arm out with patches on them. And I think Paul covered up the Super Patch logo, I think, with his computer.
No, I was going to, and then I moved over, and now I'm like half cut off. I'm like, oh, I didn't even get in the picture. Hilarious.
Consistency on the social media platforms, Bernie, is how I've built the business for me. I have them with me all the time. So that's, I mean, one of the things I do, but I'm saying that if you do shows, bazaars, little vendor events, that's great for people. It's a great way to make people. It's just not the way I do it.
Yep.
Make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I just use empathy. I like go up to someone. I'm not afraid if I see them, you know, walking like with a cane or something's going on. I'm going to test doing a little bit of like guerrilla marketing. I'm going to be at the beach. Maybe you start doing a demo on somebody, go with a teammate, that someone else was watching. They're like, what's going on over there? You can all of a sudden stir up a crowd to start watching. I'm not selling anything. So like, if bylaw came and kicked me out of there, well, I'll wait till I'll ask for forgiveness, not permission. They're not going to arrest you. But just, yeah, I mean, create the excitement. I mean, go to a vendor event, but don't do the event. Go and talk to all the different vendors there that their back's broken, their arms hurting them, their feet are killing them. Like, go check out their booth and then say, "Whoa, I saw you."
And walk in with
Yeah.
a freedom patch on your cheek. So when
Yeah.
they ask you what it is, you can tell them you
Yeah.
got a toothache.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I like this season, because you got them, you're sporting them. People will ask you questions. Well, entry is free or $10. The booth is 600, 200, $2,000, $3,000, $7,000. Someone just spent on a booth. I mean, you're not, I was the king of shows. I'm not tooting my horn, but I crushed shows, but we didn't make a ton of money at the end of the day. And we didn't gain a lot of partners that do what we're doing here. That not necessarily are they all these network marketers walking past you. You're better to hit a network marketer with a booth at an event that, again, you paid $50 for. So you just have to be inventive in the way. Yes, everybody's personalities are different. Some just couldn't handle that or think of even doing that. But I guarantee you, if you did it, you throw a piece patch on, you step past those barriers. All they are is barriers of fear, and you're excited. You have fear, but you're also excited, and you're mixing the two up. So say what you have, tell people what you have. They're going to embrace it and ask questions and all those different things. They're not going to say, "Oh, get away from me. I've never been hit with a cane, knocked over with a rocker, or slapped with a purse yet." I've only been told maybe no, and that's okay, because no's hang out with the yeses, right? We're all in this together. So just fear really stops people from anything in network marketing. It's yourself, right? You're your worst enemy. I don't care what it is. You are your worst enemy. So if you want to go $10,000 and all those different things, or $500 a month, 1,000, whatever, then do what you need to do to get there. That's consistency, posting, creating curiosity, taking the thing offline. I mean, there's multiple ways of doing it. I know now I get to go out and see people now. It's winter, I'm stuck inside kind of, so it's a great time of the year for a lot of people now. So.
And another good way too, Bernie, when you've already got customers, you've already got people that are using the product. And what we tend to get into is we tend to get into this little rut where we don't ask people a question. And the question is, listen, you've had great success with this product. I'm so excited for you. Now, you're not going to be selfish and not share this with people, are you? And of course, what are they going to say? No, of course not. Well, what if I could show you a way where, because you're going to share this, where you could make $300 to $500 a month? Would that be of interest to you? Because $300 to $500 a month is like $3,600 to $5,000 to $6,000 a year, right? So it's asking that question, because you're not going to be selfish and you are going to share this. What if I could show you a way where you could make $300 to $500 a month in extra income and passive income? Would that be of interest to you? Yeah? Okay, we're going to have a meeting. Let's have a meeting. And then you take them and walk them through these steps of $90 and showing them the pathway. Now, if they don't want to build a team and don't want to do that right now, doesn't mean that they won't 6 months from now. But at least show them what their potential is. Show them the way to make $300 to $500. But you might have somebody who would say to you, turn around and say, how do I make $6,000 a month and replace my job? Right? And I'd say to them, I'm going to show you how to do it, but you got to be willing to give it 1 year and work your butt off and make sacrifices, because this isn't a lottery ticket. But if you work hard and you know what you're building and you know what you're presenting, then you can do it. But you got to know what you're presenting. You got to know what you're selling. And it's taking that customer that's used the product and asking the question, hey, I'm so excited for your results. Man, that's awesome. You're not going to be selfish and not share this, are you? I knew that. I knew you were going to share it. Well, what if I could show you a way to make $300 to $500? and take it from there. Kind of like walking them up the stairs, right? Ask them the question. Ask them the question. You might be surprised the answers you get.
Well, and on that note, Terry, as well as it could be a post where you said who's looking to make $300 to $500. I would prefer you started there than saying $5,000, $10,000. That scares people. If
100%.
you just
That's
say 300 to
not attainable.
500, yeah, and then you quote. If you just look on Google, it shows about 50% of Americans and Canadians, let's call it North America, are about $250 to $300 away from not paying their bills.
Insolvency.
So all you have to do, yeah, is show that as a post and then put the article below that, hey man, not me saying that, but are you in this situation? And if 50% of people are, well, then that gets them thinking about, my gosh, like everybody's looking for multiple streams of income now. You know, you got to
But
find the ones that want to work at it.
what Paul and I have found is that a lot of times as you're building a team, and I was guilty of this because I really didn't know what I was building either. I just worked my tail off and got sales and did this and had people like Paul join me and have the jam to stick around long enough till we learned this profession. But what's really interesting to me is that a lot of times I found that people aren't lazy. You think people are lazy on your team, they're not doing anything. The reality is they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They don't even know what they're building, so they don't do anything. So they need to be set up properly in the beginning. You couldn't hire somebody. If I was to hire somebody in our family businesses back when, or Paul hired somebody and then they said, they came in and they walked in the door and they said, I'm looking for a job. And I said, great, you're hired. When do I start? Monday. Okay, where do I go? Just come here. And they come here and they say, hey, I'm here to start. Where do I go? And you say, you just go through that employee door out there. Well, is somebody going to meet me out there? Should be somebody out there to meet you. Can you imagine hiring somebody like that? But we do it in network marketing. We sign somebody up and say, oh, I hope they build me a huge business. We don't even offer them a walk through their back office. We don't, and I've been guilty of it. I'm not pointing the finger. I've been guilty of it. I think back at our business, I'd go through 2 and 3 1-hour minimum interviews with people before they even had a chance at the job. And I get somebody that's interested in this, and I would get so excited, I just try and get them and then hope they figure out more than I know and build me a huge business. It's wrong. It's terribly wrong. We got to know what we're building. We got to know what our business is so that we can present it and have retention and have people that make money. And if people can make money, they won't leave. And if they like $500, they may stay at 500, but if they get to 500, they might say, how do I make 1,000? How do I get to 1,000? And if they make 1,000, they'll want to know how to get to 5,000. But you got to start out with a solid foundation, and you got to know what you're building and how to build it before you can present how to build it and sell it. I hope that makes sense to everybody.
Yeah, no, that was excellent. I hope that was a aha moment for a lot of people. Now, I want to make an announcement. I know everybody, we're right on the hour. We're usually a half-hour call. We are going to be starting opportunity events. Jay will be coming to them every Wednesday night at the Holiday Inn on Britannia, right down the street from the office. We'll post all the details. Corporate will be advertising this, but this is your opportunity for anyone in the GTA, or hey, doesn't matter. We had people drive, 3, 4, 5 hours to an event, and it was only a couple hours. So it's going to be every Wednesday night to start from 7 to 9 on a Wednesday night in Mississauga. So this is your chance to be able to invite people. Not only can you invite them to the calls tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern, or 3 p.m. In Eastern, but also it's Europe and UK.
8 and 9,
time,
8 in
8 or
Europe,
9.
9
BST,
in Europe, and
CEST,
8 in,
yeah, BST and CEST or whatever. So there's those calls, but now you have the opportunity to have them come live to the event and see it in person and get demoed and all those great things. So let's fill the room. Let's take advantage of this because we want it to just continue and have that outlet to be able to, expand this and it's right beside the office basically. So that's going to be exciting. So we'll post that very soon and get that out to everybody. And But we do appreciate you jumping on here. We hope you got a lot from this. I hope that it kind of changes your whole mindset. Make sure that the recording, you send that out, make it almost mandatory to watch this. Because I think that people don't really realize what it is that we truly have here and what it is that they are building. So thank you, everybody. If you want to unmute, say goodnight. Appreciate everybody.
Thanks,
That's all.
everybody. Thanks, everybody, for being on. Appreciate it.
Guys.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Thanks, guys.
everything.
Thank you. Have a good night.